Hello, my name's Steve Quenirland. I'm continuing on with my Ironclads and FLYERS Naval Warship designs. Ironclads and FLYERS is an Aeronaval warfare miniatures wargame system based on the Space 1889 RPG universe. And this video series was inspired by USA President Donald J. Trump's the Golden Fleet concept, and is a commentary on the U.S. the U.S. Navy's warship acquisition issues since the 1980s, from Ronald Reagan's presidency to the present day, the BS that's going on within the U.S. Navy concerning naval warship stuff. So, what I did was I had some American Civil Warship concepts that I was wanting to work with. US Monitor, this USS Virginia, and the H.L. Huntley specifically. I created my own versions of those warships using the Ironclads FLYERS game system ship design rules. They are not, and my versions is not an actual replicants. They are 1880s technology modifications to those warship designs. For example, my version of the H.L. Huntley is a steam-powered submarine. Is a submarine with steam-powered engines. And my version of the Monitor and the Virginia are not meant to be replicants of the two warships, but are designed in a similar manner. And those two, my version of those two warships is a test project in determining the advantages and disadvantages of both warship designs and their applications in naval warfare technology, tactics and strategies. So I have a fictional nation called Quenirland. And so the Quenirland Navy is a fictional nation for RPG game systems and for tabletop miniature warfare game systems, which represents my own personal military theories and technology theories, military warfare theories, military technology theories. And not meant, so I'm not interested in replicating World War I Germany's Navy, for example. I'm not interested in replicating the Space Wolves of the Warhammer 40,000. Okay. Okay, so what I've done so far is I've created a number of warship designs, and I want to make a listing of how much they cost, the total cost that's involved. Let's see here. So far, okay, so My warship design theories comes into 3 categories: port defense, a coastal defense, and oceanic fleet, which I refer to as my high seas fleet. Port defense is just that: ships that stay in port or hang around the port area, defending the port, or within the Ironclads youth right. They're called harbors because harbors can be a coaling station, can be a port, and can be a naval base. And they stay in by the harbor and venture beyond a little bit, but their primary purpose is to stay at the harbor and may chase ships beyond the range of the harbor, chasing the ships off. Coastal defense is really between if the land shorelines between harbors. For example, Houston, for example, Texas, you got the harbor, Houston Harbor, and then you got Galveston and Port Arthur and Port Aransas. The land between those 2 areas would be the coastal defense ships. And then the high seas fleet would be the ships that go in the open oceans, which is the majority of when you're thinking naval warfare, you're thinking high seas fleet activities. The Pacific War, Naval War, and World War II. The Battle of Jutland in World War I. The Hunt for Bismarck. Okay. Those are high seas fleet activities. High seas activities also includes hunting down merchant ships, which is the submarine warfare that Germany engaged in World War I and World War II. So let's see here. How do I want to do this? Quenirland as a nation, I have no established location for Quenirland as a nation. It could be an island nation. It could be a series of islands. It could be a continental shoreline nation. It could be on Earth. It could be on another celestial body with oceanic waters. Okay, but within the Ironclads, the FLYERS system, game system, there's going to be a naval base. There's 3 types of harbors: naval base, a port, and a coaling station. So Quenirland is going to within this project, Quenirland is going to have 1 coaling station, 1 port, and 1 naval base. Where it's located on Earth does not really matter at this time. It's just a theoretical concept how to divvy up the warships and various different mission roles that the Canadian Navy needs to undertake. Let's see here. What do you have? So I've identified what can happen at a harbor, what can happen at a port, and what can happen in a naval base within the Ironclads system, Ironclads FLYERS system. And then I made a list of warships that are going to be at the port, at the coaling station, and at a port, and at a new base. So then I made a list of the total warships that are in the fleet based on that information and where they're stationed. What I don't have at this time is a list of how much these warships, the total of the cost of the warships. So I'm going to work on that right now. Okay, these FLYERS, Canadian Nation, Naval roster. Okay. Okay, so what I've done Okay, so what I've done here is I made a list of the various warships that are going to be at each harbor. My version of the Monitor is the Defender. My version of the Virginia is the Attacker, and is Huntley is called the Huntley. And I created a coastal defense cruiser also. It does not have a name. Well, the series does not have a name, but each port is going to have an attacker, a defender, a Huntley, and a coastal defense cruiser. And they're named after the cats in my sisterhood. So we got Tizzy, Sandy, and Turtle. Wow, Tizzy named twice there. Okay, I'm going to have to rename this one Turtle. So and I've determined, after determining that the 4 ships are going to be at each harbor, the coaling station can only hold up to 4 ships, so there is no high seas fleet ships there. There's no high seas fleet, ships stationed at the coaling station. The port harbor can hold has 8 coaling docks, so it can hold up to 8 warships. And so I have and so I created So there's 4. The defender, the attacker, defender, and Huntley, and then the coastal defense cruiser makes 4. So there's 4 ships for the high seas fleet, and I decided to create a battleship, a high seas fleet battleship for the coaling station, which is known as the Goliath. And then there are going to be other high sea vessels that need to be designed for that's going to be stationed at the thing. Then the naval base can have up to 12 coaling stations, so there's up to 12 ships that can be there. And the attacker, the defender, the Huntley, and the Sisterhood cruiser are stationed there, so you have 8 ships available for the high seas fleet designs. And what I did was I came up with what kind of high So I came up with various different warship types that's going to be within the high seas fleet, but the only high seas fleet ship design I have, well, that's where this roster comes in. The only high seas fleet ship design I've got is the Goliath. So we got we got 9 harbor defense naval vessels. We have 3 coastal defense naval vessels, and we have 12 high seas fleet naval vessels. And within the high seas fleet, I only have 1 warship design, battleship design. I have 3 battleship designs. The Goliath is a power projection warship design. There's going to be a long-range support battleship design, and there's going to be a crossing the T battleship design. Then there's going to be the armor cruiser design, which there are going to be 2 of, but they're going to be the same design. There's going to be 2 different light cruiser designs, a fleet scout design, which there's going to be 2 of, and there's going to be a small ship hunter design, which there are going to be 2 of. And oh, wait a minute. Correction. There's going to be. Okay, well, we got an armor cruiser, we got a mini battleship armor cruiser, and we got a cruiser hunter. So we're going to have 2 mini battleships, armor cruisers, and we're going to have 2 cruiser hunter armor cruisers. And then we're going to have 3 fleet scout light cruisers and 2 small ship hunter light cruisers. So right now, I have the Goliath, which is the coaling station power projection warship design. That design was basically testing out how big is big within the game system. IRONCLADS uses FLYERS game system on the warship design. And I'm not satisfied with it, but I'm not going to change it. But, so, this is, okay, I need this sheet of paper. This is what I need. And what this document is going to do is represent the cost of the ships. To get an idea how big, how much national funding the nation needs to have. Ironclads and ether flyers. Canadian Navy. Naval Vessel roster. And naval force costs. Okay, I'm gonna put it down here. So let's see here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24 ships. Okay. Okay. Three attackers. No, I'm not going to take the time to actually name individual attacker and the individual defender. And each Huntley. What's important is that they're the same ship design. So that's what's important at this time and within this video system. And defender. Defender. Huntley. 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 Sisterhood. Sisterhood. Tezzy, Turtle, and Sandy are sisters, and I refer to them as the Sisterhood. There are 3 additional cats. They are not part of the Sisterhood, but they are part of household. And then we have Goliath. Okay, so those are the warship designs I have designed already. So let's see how much they cost. The attacker costs $356,000. Space 1889 is a Victorian age RPG system. Is an outer space sci-fi set in the Victorian age. So everything is British. The Defender, $291,900. The attackers and the defender are of the same hull size. They are not of the same mass. So they have the same weaponry. They have the same armor values. Now, but because of their designs, their armor layout is a little bit different. The weaponry arrangement is different. They have the same weapons, but their weaponry is so there is definitely they have the same speed, I believe. So they're comparable to each other. The attacker and defender are really. They have the same hull size, and they have the same armament. They have the same armor, but due to how the layout is, the attacker is like the monitor, has 2 guns and a turret, and the the attacker is based on the Virginia, so he has broadsides and a forward, a bow gun, and a stern gun. But that's in a sponson mount, an 1880 sponson design. as opposed to what the in and then out, in then out of the. And also, they have the more modern guns. They have 1880s guns instead of 1860s guns. They have the same gun, but because the weapons layout, the Virginia has more guns than what the attacker has more guns than what the defender has. But the defender has more armor. It has the armor layout is different, but they have the same amount of armor protection. So there is definite price differences in the ships because of that. The Huntley is 59,200. And the Sisterhood there you are. Is 136,320. 136,320. One 136,320. Okay. And then we have Goliath. $2,023,780. I'm gonna keep that. Okay. $2,032,000. No, 23,780. So the current pricing, that's 1,000,000. I'm going to go with 00. 100 million. Oh, I messed up. $291,900, not 201,000 even. Oops, I did even. $2,023,780. So that's what that looks like. So let's do the math. 356, comma 000, 000, comma 12, 10, 11, 6, 7, 000, comma 8, 6, 10, 009, comma 9, 15, 3, 1, 18, 10, 11, 14, 15, 5, 6, 1, 17, that's 2, that's 3, 14, 8, 9, 1, 9, 12, 9, 10, 9, 10, 2, 1, 11, 11, 12, 6, 0, 2, 0, 3, 11, 11, 12, 2, 0, 2, 6, 7, 5, 2, 2, 0, 4, 9, comma 13, 8, 9, 3, 2, 0, 6, 12, 9, 10, 12, 13, 4, 5, put the 3 in there, 2, 0, 14, 9, 10, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4. So currently we're at 4,000,000 $554,040 pounds. Got 2 more battleships, so that's going to go up to another million, 2 million right there, so that's going to be 6 million. Then we have, this is going to be a $10 million fleet most likely. We can get to 10 million, under 10 million, around 10 million or less. So, come on. My most favorite numbers and favorite letters are the most difficult for me to write. Okay. All right. So that's how much the Canadian Navy costs at this time. And that's it for this video.